Yo, what is up, guys? Today is March 7, 2020. It is 11:11 right now. And in this video, I'm going to be going over shooting stars. And basically, I'm going to be showing you how, by just being able to identify one specific candle, you're able to predict the current momentum that price is going to push towards. This doesn't mean that you're able to predict like a full swing, from like here to here, but you're able to predict the next daily push. And since we're doing higher time frames, daily time frames, if we see a daily candle, we know that the next day is going to be this momentum. We can catch a lot of pips off of it. All right, so I'm going to show you the candle. It's called a shooting star. Shooting star occurs high, number one. So we're looking for them at the top. And what there is they're bearish candles that have a large upper wick. So kind of like this, but bearish. So, and this is actually a perfect example of one. What a one would be. This one right here. If this was bearish, this is a perfect shooting star. So now a shooting star is a shooting star because it's bearish. Now understand that what the main thing about a shooting star you have to understand is the fact that it has a massive upper wick and it has little to no body. Actually, I'll classify this as a shooting star. Even though this is still bullish, it shows massive rejection. You understand? Like this is kind of like a shooting star, but it has a little lower wick, but it still shows you the same thing. Price shot up and then massive rejection to push towards the downside. You understand? So this is a good example of what it is as well. This is also a good example of what it is as well. So this one is again a shooting star-ish type candle because it has an upper wick that's bigger than the lower wick. Now we want the upper wick even bigger, kind of like this one, but this one shows you prices pushing. It's like a massive engulfing. It clearly shows you sells, So like, let me show you. Once you see this candle, just understand what this does. This means that price shot up, came right back down. It's showing complete rejection in momentum and that there's more pressure pushing towards the downside now. Like, let me see if I can find a perfect one. All these right here, these are not shooting star candles, but again, what do they have all in common? They all have upper wicks. As long as a candle has an upper wick, it's showing you that price wants to reverse. That's why when you see this candle, this is a good example. Think about it. You have this massive bullish candle, then the next day you have this candle. That doesn't make any sense. If you have a massive bullish candle, this should push up. But what happened? It occurred at a high point. Number one, we see it. 1, 2, 3. If you want to call this zone 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shooting star occurred on a high, then a massive push towards the downside. Just seeing that candle, you're able to capitalize off of trades. So when you see those big massive rejection candles, we know price is going to sell. Like right here, rejection and sold. And just to give you an idea, you always want to wait for price to fill the candle. Like if you see this candle, if you enter for a sell immediately, which you could, hypothetically speaking, but think about it. If you entered right here, right when it closed, you would have been in drawdown an extra 60 pips because it retraced 60 pips before it pushed towards the downside. You understand? So you rather wait. I always like to wait at least for some sort of wick fill. So let's see, massive shooting star, what the price did, came back up to test it and then push. Let's say you would have sold at this price point. You would have been drawdown 75 pips rather than just waiting for price to fill the wick to then sell. Now, sometimes it doesn't happen. Most of the time it does. In this case, you had a shooting star, price came back up to fill the wick and then sold. So you're entering inside the wick. In this case, you had like a little tiny, it's more of like a doji, but it's kind of like this is multiple confirmations, This one clearly shows you sells. This one, you need more confirmation to sell. This one you would have sold because it's a double top, also an evening star, also dojis too, and it's a lower high. That's why you would have sold here. But let's say this one. So this one right here. We clearly see the fact that price is at a lower high. We clearly see the fact that price is at a lower high. Besides being at a lower high, we also understand that price has massive wicks. 1, 2, 3, 3 days it's been in this range. And then we have massive upper wicks. And we finally had again, this is not a shooting star because the body needs to be bigger. It's a doji. So a shooting star needs to look like exactly what I showed you. So something like this, a bigger body, little to no wick, little to no lower wick, a big upper wick. So this is not a shooting star because it doesn't have a bigger bearish body, but the closure of it. But you see how big the wick is? Like a big upper wick tells me what? Bullish exhaustion. A big lower wick tells me what? bearish exhaustion. So if you have a big upper wick, you're looking for what? Sells, price sold towards the downside. Easy trade. You understand? So this is what a shooting, just understanding a shooting star. Like I'm gonna show you an example of a shooting star so you can get it too. Of like what's currently happening for next week. So you guys can see what I'm doing. Like, let me show you. Let me get to current price. Hold on, guys. So this is how Euro GBP just closed. Euro GBP closed like this. So what am I looking for the next day? I want to see price come up, fill the wick, and then sell to push towards the downside. You understand? Very easy trade, very easy example. We're going to come back to this. I'm actually going to make a video on it right now. But I hope that clarifies what a shooting star is. Shooting star, price came up to fill the wick, sell. Even if you caught this wick, just understand, even if you caught this, it's still 40 pips. You understand? Just by understanding the candle, you're able to understand where price wants to push towards. Again, rules, it needs to occur high. If you get this at a low point, it's just another low. Example, it doesn't matter. It needs to occur high. All right, guys, thank you. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm out.